India is all set to spend 2.7 trillion rupees on defense equipment in financial year 2023. But here's the catch. 99% of this equipment will be sourced from India itself. Much to US and Russia's dismay, India's defense imports are shrinking year on year, and it is because of the emergence of India's defense industry. Here's how India is reducing its defense imports and establishing itself as a strategic defense exporter. I'm Shivan Chanana. This is Game Plan. Let's get to the point. India has cleared procurements for the Indian Armed Forces of weapons worth 705 billion rupees, and all these weapons are going to be procured from India itself. Indian Navy proposals constitute more than 560 billion rupees, which largely includes the locally made BRAHMOS missiles, Shakti electronic warfare systems and maritime utility helicopters. Long-range standoff weapon for the Indian Air Force gets the nod to be integrated on Su-30 MKI aircraft. 155mm 52 caliber ATAGS along with high mobility and gun towing vehicles to be procured for Indian Army. And the Indian Coast Guard will get advanced light helicopters Mark III from HAL. India's defense imports declined by 11% between 2013 to 2017 and 2018 to 22. This decline was linked to a complex procurement process, efforts to diversify arms suppliers, and attempts to replace imports with local designs. India's domestic defense procurement climbed to 68% in financial year 2022. India's defense exports are set to touch 170 billion rupees in financial year 2023. India bagged an export order worth $155 million for the 155mm artillery guns and another deal for supplying TEEVRA 40mm guns to the Indonesian Navy. Armenia signed a $250 million contract for India's PINAKA missile. India will soon finalize a BRAHMOS deal with Indonesia and a follow-on deal with the Philippines over and above the $375 million BRAHMOS deal signed last year with Philippines. India is supplying air-to-air missile launchers and subsystems to MBDA France for Rafale fighter jets. India also exports bulletproof jackets, ballistic helmets, snow boots and night vision devices used by soldiers in Europe, West Asia, Africa and ASEAN nations. We're witnessing India's emergence as a defense manufacturing hub as it supplies equipment and ammunition to the world. India is making aerostructures for American defense giant Boeing's AH-64 Apache helicopters. Airbus Defence and Space recently signed a deal worth 219 billion rupees to build C-295 medium-lift transport aircraft at Vadodara. Another American defense giant, Lockheed Martin, has tied up with India to make wing sets for the F-16 Block 70 fighter aircraft. The Indian Army recently handed over 159 indigenously developed armored vehicles and equipment for UN peacekeeping mission at UNISFA ABYEI. India presently exports defense supplies to over 80 countries across the world. India's next target is to achieve defense manufacturing worth 1.75 trillion rupees, which includes defense exports of 350 billion rupees by 2024-2025. And we can safely say that we're witnessing the emergence of India's defense industry, and world powers are taking note.